been a disappointing season for us in the league. You know, credit and congratulations to Leverkusen for what they've achieved this season. But I think, you know, we're an honest group, and we know that we've not reached the standards that we need to as a team. Which, you know, maybe in the Champions League we have had some better performances. So for me personally, it's just about trying to help the team in every situation, whether it's in the Bundesliga or the Champions League. I think we have a great opportunity tomorrow night in front of our fans to, you know, keep the season alive and keep some hope amongst the fans, and hope that we can achieve something special, even though it's not been the greatest season. So yeah, for me personally, it's just about going there tomorrow and trying to do what, you know, I've been doing, and scoring goals and help the team in any situation possible.
Bayern not winning a trophy in a season, that can be deemed a failure. But for you personally, if you don't lift a trophy, for you, is that a failure in your first season in Germany?
Well, I think it depends what you define by a failure. You know, I think, of course, every player, every club want to win trophies, and it wants to be, that's the ultimate goal every season. But you know, there's a process into winning. There's a process into individual and in team. You know, you want to improve as a player individually every year. You want to get better. You want to show the world that, you know, your capabilities, and you want to push yourself to the very limits. And then, you know, you hope as that helps with the team. You hope as a team you can come together and find a real togetherness and push each other and help each other improve along that process. So, of course, you know, it's, from the club's point of view, it will be a fouled season if we don't win anything this year, because we're expected to win. But then all we can do is take that into next year and try and turn that around.
Well, since Harry Kane was born in 1993, Bayern Munich have only had 3 trophyless seasons, the last of which came in 2011-12, when Kane was still a teenager. There'll be plenty of Tottenham fans who'll be hoping Bayern go through tomorrow night. But this was Kane's response when asked, does it mean even more to him coming up against his former rivals?
Yeah, I think for me personally, I think it's something that's probably built up more from the outside, from the media, from the fans, rather than me myself. You know, of course, I had a lot of history with Arsenal playing for Spurs for so many years, and that North London derby obviously was probably the biggest game of the season every year when we was in the Premier League. But for me here, you know, it's a different chapter, it's a different moment for me. I'm playing obviously for a different team, so my focus is on trying to beat a really good side in Arsenal. Of course, I know there'll be a lot of Spurs fans watching as well, hoping that, you know, Bayern Munich go through tomorrow night. But yeah, I can't focus on that. All I can do is just, you know, try and beat the team in front of us, and that's Arsenal.
Well, it's just 3 years ago that Thomas Tuchel won the Champions League with Chelsea after beating Manchester City 1-0. Kai Havertz, who's now at Arsenal, of course, scored the winning goal. And Tuchel says the wealth of Champions League experience in his Bayern squad could work in their favour.
I think we have the slight advantage of the experience in our team. We have players who won it. We have players who played decisive matches in this competition. But to make it an advantage, we have to still bring out the very best in us. It can also be sometimes an advantage to not have the experience, to just have the role as a contender, have the role as a hunter. That can also be a theme for Arsenal, to go for it, to be the guys who finally do it after so many years, I think after a decade. But also for us, it's not usual to be in a semi-final. Like if you see the last years, it's not so easy for us, also for no one, and also for us as a club to overcome this stage. So now the situation is here that we have 90 or 120 minutes or penalties to go. We have this one match, one decisive match to make the next big step in this beautiful competition.
There was a pre-match boost for Tuchel as he confirmed that their goalkeeper, Manuel Neuer, is ready and available to face Arsenal. He was in training, as you see there, today. And Bayern will also be able to call upon Leroy Sané, who's been past fit despite missing the weekend win over Cologne. And Serge Gnabry and Kingsley Coman have been ruled out of the second leg, although that's through injury, while Alphonso Davies is suspended. Harry Kane and Eric Dyer trained with the rest of the squad as expected, though. With Tuchel leaving the club at the end of the season, Bayern are progressing in their attempts to secure the return of Julian Nagelsmann as their head coach. That's according to Sky in Germany. Nagelsmann is yet to agree a deal with the club, but discussions have intensified over a deal of at least 3 years in duration. Kane was asked about the potential arrival of him as well.
I don't know him too well. Obviously, I don't know the whole situation with the coaches at the moment. Obviously, I know that Thomas is here until the end of the season, and that's kind of all I think I'm focused on and the players are focused on. I know the club have a decision and a job to do, outside of that, and I'm sure they're looking at all the candidates and trying to find the best solution for Bayern Munich. But I think from a player's point of view, we have to show full respect to Thomas, and we have a big game tomorrow night, but also, games in the Bundesliga that we want to finish well as well. So all our focus and motivation is to try and finish the season strong with him. Then I'm sure in the background the club will make the best decision that they feel is right for Bayern Munich.